Hello all and welcome to video classes by Konnur Institutes. Today we will be discussing average revenue and the marginal revenue. So in the previous class we have understood what was revenue, how the firm is going to earn revenue or how the company is making the revenue. So we have also seen this box in the previous video, right? Wherein when the firm decides not to produce anything, then is it going to fetch any revenue? No, right? So that's the reason it is 0. And when it decides to produce 1 unit at price 10, then how are we going to calculate the total revenue? Total revenue is nothing but the price into the quantity, right? So quantity is 1 and the price is 10. So it becomes 10, the total revenue, right? So when it increases its units to 2, it becomes 20, right? Here the price being 10 constant, we have seen that the curve was in the straight line, increasing straight line, right? So how are we going to calculate the average revenue, which is AR? So basically when we are calculating the average, we sum up all the observation and then we divide it with the number of observations, right? So here the total sum of observation is nothing but the 10, 20 and the 30. And if we want the average revenue, what we do is we divide it by the number of units, right? So now I want to understand what is the average revenue at this point. So it becomes TR divided by Q, because the TR is nothing but the total revenue, which is the sum of all the observation. So here sum of all the observation is nothing but 3 units, which it costed 10 each, right? So 10 plus 10 plus 10. So now this is nothing but the 30 divided by 3, which is again the 10. So this 10 is also the average revenue and also it is telling us about the price. Why we are getting this is because AR is equal to P now, right? So this is only in the case of a perfect competitive market. Why? Because we have set assumptions before discussing this perfect competition, right? So that's the reason here now the average revenue is equal to the price, which we have quoted as 10. Now coming to this graph, what this graph is telling us. See, this is the x-axis where it is talking about the output and this is the y-axis which is talking about the price. So this is the point at which price is nothing but the market price, okay? So the firm may produce as many as output as it wants at the price, at the market price, equal or less than the market price, right? So this is the line which we call it as the price line. So this is the point at which this line, the price line, is intersecting the x-axis, sorry, the y-axis, okay? So this is the point. Here what you can understand is, see, we have discussed about this average which is equal to P. So this gap, you can see, right, this gap. So this is what tells us about the market price and the price at which the firm wants to sell its products as it go on increasing its output. Is this clear? Okay, let's move on to the marginal revenue. So what is this marginal revenue? We have already discussed about this marginal, right? So marginal revenue is that revenue when you increase the total revenue for the increase in a 1 unit of output, right? See, marginal revenue is nothing but from 1, if you have increased 1 more unit here. How did it become 2? Is because you have added 1 unit to this, right? So marginal revenue is equal to the total revenue of the second one, okay, this is second, minus total revenue of first, which is this, divided by the the Q2 minus Q1, because this is the extra unit which you have increased. So that becomes 20 minus 10 divided by 2 minus 1, right? So answer ultimately again what you are getting is 10. What is this 10 rupees? This is nothing but the price which we have quoted for single box of a candles, right? So here in this case, what is marginal revenue? Even marginal revenue is also equal to AR, which is average revenue, which we have seen earlier, and which is ultimately equal to price. Why is this situation again the same? Is because this is only for the perfect competitive market. So I hope this is clear, right? So when we have a perfect competitive market or perfect competition in the market, we can see that the price being constant, even if you change any amount of output or any amount of units in your production, you can see that the average revenue is also equal to price which you have quoted, and also you can see that the marginal revenue, when you have increased one more unit of a production, you can see here, you can see, right? So which is again equal to the price. So we can see only these kind of situation when we have perfect competition. So in the next class we will talk more on the profit maximization, wherein it has three different conditions, how the firm is going to maximize its profit. Okay, so see you all in the next video class.